Hello, this is Manuela, your guiding light, and this YouTube video is what happens after you end relationship with narcissist. So what happens with narcissist and what happens to the victim of narcissist. So first thing with narcissist, it's all about their image and their ego. So when narcissist ends relationship, that is the time when they will zoom ahead, when they will try and want to succeed. The game of who's better begins then. So they will try to succeed in every way, financially, with job, with business, whatever they have, and also in a relationship. They want to prove to you that you are gonna be sorry for what you lost. So they will make sure they find the jobs where they can make a lot of money. They make sure that there's a lot of girls or women running after them. So they're gonna make sure that they actually feel really good. So this is the time when narcissists push themselves more than ever. And they will make sure that everybody knows that narcissist is doing really well. So there is no way that narcissist is gonna go around and cry and say that they are depressed or that they're not coping or that they had a breakdown. Nothing like that. Even if narcissist is sad or it's definitely depressed, there is no way the narcissist will admit that. Remember, that is the reasons they're narcissists, because they don't want to heal, they don't want to deal with their emotions, and they never admit that they have a problem. So if narcissists would actually say to somebody that they had a breakdown or that they are depressed and that they can't cope because of this relationship, there wouldn't be any narcissist. But the reason why they're narcissists is because they don't do that. They never admit that they have a problem. So when their relationship ends, that's when they want to prove that they are good, because they want everybody to know that they are amazing, and you left them. They don't understand why. And that is the biggest problem with narcissists. They don't understand why you left them, because they actually truly believe that they are amazing in every way. Even that everything that they do, it's only for the show. They truly are not those type of people. Still, they want everybody to believe that they're amazing. Narcissists will be at home completely different person to their wife than to the other people, family, friends, the other woman out of the home. They have completely different personality. And I would like to share with you one of my times when it really hit me, when I was in a relationship with narcissist. And it was the time where I was really busy and he was studying. He had some sort of party in school, in university. I had a business and I finished very late. I closed the factory very late, about 8 o'clock in the evening. By the time I come home and I make dinner, and it was just 2 hours of us, we didn't have kids. And he said he needs to make some cakes tomorrow for the party in school. They're having some sort of party, and I was invited too. And it was very interesting. I said that I'm very tired, and I told him just to buy the cake, and he didn't want to. He said, I am good at that, I can make cakes. And he didn't want to make one, but he wanted to make 4. So he began, while I was cleaning up and after dinner, he began to make some cakes, and he destroyed it all. He put the fresh fruit, actually fruit from a can, watery, didn't dry them and put them in a flour, and it just really ended up nothing. But because of his ego, he will not buy anything from shop. He has to show that he can make, because I believe what happened, he actually showed off already that he's a very good in cooking. So what happened, there is no way he would buy a cake. So at 9 o'clock in the evening, he wakes me up to finish those cakes. So I had to redo 4 cakes. To 3 o'clock in the morning, I made those cakes. And what happens at the party? That's when I was in a shock. And I didn't even say anything. I don't know why I didn't say anything. But I didn't comment on when everybody said what are amazing cakes, and he jumped and said, I done them all by myself. And I was right there. And I was in shock. I couldn't even comment. I couldn't even say that it's not true. I would just look at it, and everybody just say how amazing he is. And this scenario really hit me. That's when I actually started to really to think, what the hell is this? But that's who they are. If he's at home, there is no way. Never had a coffee from him. He never makes anything. But when he's out with people, they are amazing and they can do anything. They are very good in cooking. They actually change the baby's nappies. They feed the babies. When he's at home and baby cries, he would shake it and scream at the baby, say to shut up. But when he's out, he actually knows how to calm the baby. So these are the things that narcissists naturally do. So after the relationship ends, they're going to try to be even better. They're going to push themselves to be even better, to show to everybody that they don't understand, and everybody else will not understand. Why did you leave them? Why did she leave him? Because that person cannot understand. The narcissist cannot understand, and he'll convince everybody else around you, your family, his family, friends, everybody, that nobody can understand why would somebody leave such an amazing person that is just so good in everything. So because of with narcissists, it's all about emotions. It's all about ego. So they are completely detached from their emotions. So even when they cry, it's really for show, to convince you, or to convince somebody that they actually love you and that they want you back. And most of the time they cry because they feel sorry for themselves. They're not crying for you, they're crying for themselves. And one very important thing that you need to know when you end relationship with narcissist, if you have children, and if those children are young when you leave your partner, just as he or she, narcissist, will convince everybody that you are the bad one, that narcissist done everything to please you, and you just can't be pleased. You just want more and more. That's the story that's going to be. It's always the story. It's, I gave her everything. I done everything for her, and she still left. I don't understand why. So that story is gonna go through all world. And when your kids grow up, they will find out that story as well. So you need to prepare yourself before you leave. Anything that you can put on camera, anybody that knows anything about your relationship, if you're seeing a counselor, whoever you're talking to, if you did have an intervention order against this person, you must make sure that you have it all on USB and save it for your kids when they grow up to watch it. You must have some proof for your children to know who that person was truly, because otherwise you will lose your children when they grow up, because they're gonna buy the story that goes everywhere around you, even your family that believe that story, that he's amazing, that the narcissist is amazing. The children will buy that story even from your family. And when the kids grow up, all that fight that you've been going through to give to your children peace and quiet will be going down the drain. You will lose your children. So prepare yourself. Don't think that your children will believe to you when they grow up, just to your word. It's not going to happen. Because the poison that it's all around you, the poison that poison at everybody, even your own sister and brother, will poison your children as well. So make sure that you have a lot of proof, as much as proof you possible can, to put it on a USB to show who he really is and why you left him. That is very, very important. Now, for victim of narcissist, they are the ones that are gonna go and cry and gonna be emotionally completely destroyed. Not just that they're gonna be emotionally destroyed, but they're also going to be empty. They are gonna be completely empty, because the reason why relationship ended, because a victim cannot give anymore. There's no more energy to feed the narcissist with. And that's the reason why relationship ends. And the victim will usually end up with horrible illness. There's gotta be some illness that you will attract. Because being empty constantly, and soon as you regenerate energy, the narcissist takes. And that's what you're doing for as long as you live, or for as long as you're in a relationship with narcissist. You're just generating energy for both of you. And eventually you will be depleted, and you could end up with illness. And that's when you're gonna blame yourself. So narcissists will blame this person for their life for a very long time. I've gone through that. Even now when I think about it, when some memory comes, the first thing that comes to my mind, how could I do that? How could I do that? How could I be with somebody like that? How couldn't I not see that earlier? So there's gonna be a blaming story for a very long time. And in a way, if you look at it logically, of course you will say that you can't work or you can't function anymore because of that person, because of that relationship that took all your energy and everything possible you had, and you can't function anymore. But the truth is, even on a spiritual level, you are the one that gave the energy. So who are we really blaming? We're blaming ourselves. Because we cannot understand how could we be this victim that could not see any signs. The signs were there from the day one. When I met my narcissist, the day one, the first date I had, the sign was big there. So why didn't we see it? And that is the blame. So when we're blaming him or her, we actually blaming ourselves, because we can't understand how could we do that? How could that happen to us? And trust me, narcissists will not go for a stupid person. Majority of narcissists are men, and they will not go for a stupid woman. They need somebody intelligent. They need a trophy, because their partner, narcissist partner, it's a trophy. They look at it as a trophy because it makes them feel good. So that means they will not pick somebody ugly or stupid. They will pick a very intelligent woman, somebody that is beautiful, that is intelligent, that has everything. That's the only trophy that they need. So you have to understand that it's very hard for somebody intelligent to understand that they actually done that they actually stayed in that relationship. So victim of narcissist will blame for very long time, because it's not going to understand, probably for the rest of their life, they're not going to understand how could they actually do that. So yes, the victim will go through depression and hit the rock bottom 110%. There's no one victim that was with narcissist that ended relationship that didn't hit the rock bottom. And hit the rock bottom probably 3 times while in the relationship as well. Probably had many different illnesses while in a relationship. And definitely will hit the rock bottom after leaves the relationship. So it will blame and not understand themselves for very, very long time. It's going to take many years, sometimes even a lifetime, to accept that this actually happened to them. Especially after they leave the relationship and when they can see clearly what narcissist is. And they always gonna be still shocked. Even after they leave them, they will always be shocked when they hear what they're still doing, when they see what they're still doing behind their back and the stories that they're telling. They're always gonna be shocked. There's never gonna be time when you're gonna look back and look what that person is doing, the narcissist is doing, and think, I knew that. No, there's always gonna be something new, something that you didn't know, that's gonna shock you. And you're always gonna ask yourself, how didn't I see that? How could I be with that type of person? So these are 2 scenarios that's happening when you end a relationship with narcissist. Scenario 1, it's the narcissist, and scenario 2 is the victim of the narcissist. And you cannot compare them because they are completely opposite of each other, and the situation or the scenario is going to be completely opposite. It's never going to be the same. But one thing you really need to understand is that narcissist truly believes what they say. They actually truly believe that they're amazing, and they truly cannot understand why you left them. And that's the reason why they can't let go for years. They will never be able to let go because they don't understand how could you leave them when they're so amazing, when they've done everything for you. That is exactly the way their brain works and the way they're wired and what they truly believe. So that made me feel a little bit better. That made me sort of be a little bit more calmer. I still do blame myself and him, but very often I would look back and see him as an ill person that actually truly believes what he's saying. He truly cannot understand why I left him. And your narcissist will not understand why you left him. And you have to look at it that they're just not capable of understanding it why. That's the way it is. That's the way they're wired. So that can make you feel much better. Look at it as you attracted somebody that really needed help. And maybe in that time when you could help him, you didn't know. But the other things that you need to know is that it's very, very rare to help to narcissist. It's almost impossible because they never admit that they have problem. And even if you try to point that they have problem, boy, you're gonna be in trouble. Every time you point something wrong on them, they're gonna put that back on you and make it 3 times worse than you point on them. They will make you totally normal, completely crazy, and label you and show you off to everybody as completely crazy. So even if you try to help them, the only way to help them is to point their mistakes. They will put all that on you. Everything that you ever say to narcissists that they are, they will show and prove. They will work so hard to prove that that's you, not them. So I hope you understand this video, and if you did leave the relationship with narcissist, try really not to look much back. Even when the past come and hit you in the face, don't spend too much time dwelling on it. Look what you need to learn from it and move forward. Say what you need to say if you need to speak, and you need to defend yourself, do it, but don't waste too much time and energy on it. Move forward as quick as you can. I'm sending lots of love and light, and if you did like this video, please click on like or subscribe. Bye bye for now.